Hello. What's this then? Cheap old food?
That's right. Cheap old food. £2 all you can carry, or 60p for a bucketful.
Oh, that is very reasonable.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's very cheap. I mean, it is all fine, this food. It's all proper.
Oh, yeah, it's real food. It's proper food. I mean, it is old, but that's partly why it's cheap.
Why else is it cheap?
Well, it's not refrigerated or anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just in a pile in a car park, as you can see.
Isn't that a chicken?
Well, it's some kind of bird. To be honest, I've been puzzling over that. I'm not 100% whether that was part of the original consignment of cheap old food, or whether it's just a bird that's gone and died there over the course of the day.
Right.
I mean, in a way, it's splitting hairs, because everything's food in nature. Maybe it was looking for some food, on its last legs, finally found a pile of cheap old food, and then ironically died before eating any.
So, it might not be that fresh.
Oh, no, it's fresh, because I'm sure it wasn't there yesterday. It's barely cold. But then again, if it's died of natural causes, it's not always a good idea to eat it, apparently.
Yes, I've heard that.
So as you go round with your bucket, might be as well to steer clear of it and anything near it, or that has touched it at all, or that smells of it at all.
OK, but it is safe. I mean, we're not going to get food poisoning.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Of course not, darling, because you're not allowed to just sell a pile of unsafe food in a car park.
Right.
Well, it is a bargain then, so what do we do?
What, just literally take a bucket and help yourself. As you can see, there's sprouts, bacon, Special K, turmeric, assorted meat parts, chewits, wagon wheels, mustard, peas, Fanta, a fish, and cheese straws, banana milk, ice cream, some biscuits, and a lamb.
Smashing. Well, let's get cracking.
Quick question. You haven't got kids, have you?
No.
Good, because I'd feel bad.
And you better start talking soon, Harper, or I swear to you, I will throw you to the wolves! I'm really sorry. That was horrible. Sorry, mate. I don't know what it is. I've just been really snappy lately.
That's okay.
Thanks, Harper.
Inspector, it's the Chief Constable on the phone. Something about an email you sent him?
Oh, I know what that will be. Saver's draft, Saver's draft. I'll see you in a minute. I mean, I'll see you in a minute.
And so my accountant made it plain that if we didn't want to pay a heap of tax, then we had to get out. And so we looked at Monaco and the Cayman Islands, but the most fiscally efficient solution was to come here. The past.
Andrew and Margaret Merrill are one of the first couples to spot the tax benefits of relocating themselves to before the invention of income tax. Their income tax bills alone have fallen by as much as 100%.
When you are incredibly rich in the 21st century, the Inland Revenue literally tries to tax you more than poor people. And so it gave me quite a buzz to pop myself and the wifey in the time machine, press the buttons, and escape the clutches of the taxman forever.
Can I ask how you made so much money in the first place?
I am the inventor of a time machine.
How do you feel about the move, Margaret?
Of course, one misses certain things about one's own time. My friends, my hairdresser, my entire cultural frame of reference, and my home, of course.
One final question then. Isn't one of the privileges of wealth that you can live where you want to rather than just where you can afford to? So given you both prefer to be in present-day England, why didn't you simply pay the extra tax and stay there?
I think that's an unbelievably good question, don't you?
And maybe if I'd invented a time machine that went backwards and forwards in time, I'd be rich enough to take that attitude.
Well, it's until we get any other leads, sir. It's the best we can do.
The best you can do? I need evidence, not leads.
I know, sir, but I'm not in a...
Listen, love, I don't know what your problem is, whether you've got PMT or something, but this happens to be a police... I cannot believe I said that. I'm so sorry, Karen.
Well, sir, it was a bit offensive, actually.
I know. I'm so sorry. I've just been really snappy lately.
Yeah, well, There's no reason to make sexist remarks.
Shut it, bitch! Who the hell do you think you... I'm so sorry. There I go again. I mean, I never used to be like this. I mean, this isn't the me you know, is it, Karen?
No, sir?
Bless you, Karen. People are so kind. Where the hell's my lunch? Hello, it's television again. Well, we've made some changes in response to viewer feedback. Apparently, the profile shooting style looked absolutely mental, so we've changed that. Also, we've decided to have bits, rather than just hours and hours of us talking about the ins and outs of the process. So from now on, when there's going to be a different bit, someone will say, "And now time for another bit of the endlessness," and leave the applause so. And now time for another bit of the endlessness.
So, Mr. Winkleman, tell us about this rather splendid vase that we're both looking at.
The vibration. The vibration. I can't stand it.
It's all right, Mr. Winkleman, it's quite normal. It's just the thermonuclear radion machine that we use to generate the television. It's quite safe. Although, a rather amusing side effect is that all of our real hair fell out in the first 48 hours. So, you were saying, the vase.
Yes. Well, it's a family heirloom, which I think dates from 1760s.
Well, that's fascinating. And I'd just like to point out to viewers that it's only through the new magic of television that they can actually see us looking at this vase and describing it to them.
Yes, it's really very exciting.
We did receive a letter from a viewer. I don't know why he wrote. He only had to shout. After all, we can hear you, we think. We did receive a letter asking why we didn't actually point the camera at the vase in such a way as it would appear on the television picture. You'll have to forgive us for getting a little bit technical for a moment there. Well, it's a lovely idea, and who knows, maybe one day, but I'm afraid, for the moment, the camera is far too heavy to move round and point at the vase.
Have you got hot balls, too?
So, who else should we invite?
Oh, Nehru. We've got to have Nehru.
Oh, yeah, Nehru. He's always really good value. Although...
What?
Well, you remember last time? Nehru brought his little mate.
Oh, God, yeah. What's his name?
Gandhi, is it?
That's it, Gandhi. I think he thought it was a toga party.
Well, that's putting it nicely. That wasn't a toga, that was homemade pants. He said so. I told him. I'd keep quiet about that if I were you, because they look rubbish.
I bet that went down like a cup of cold sick.
Oh, yeah. I was just scared they were going to fall off.
Well, there's nothing holding them up as far as I can see, apart from goodwill.
I mean, every time he crossed his legs, everyone just held their breath.
He seems pretty easygoing, though.
He isn't, actually. It's all passive-aggressive with him.
Oh, it's funny you should say that, because remember at Keith's bash, Gandhi was there. He was sitting in a big, low armchair with his feet apart, so, you know, no one knew where to look. Anyway, Susan put some music on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out Gandhi doesn't like Phil Collins. So he puts down the Pringles and starts fasting.
He didn't start fasting.
He did. He started fasting. He said he wasn't going to eat until Susan put Katrina and the Waves back on. So he gets his own way, as per. We stand around all evening listening to Katrina and the Waves on a loop, with Gandhi sitting in the corner with his bloody spinning wheel, trying to sing along.
Wow. He's had a very difficult year. He was absolutely gutted not to get that advert.
What advert?
Well, you know Mr. Muscle, the kitchen cleaner, as advertised by that weedy guy?
Yeah?
Well, they're launching it worldwide, and so they were looking for an Asian Mr. Muscle.
Oh, Gandhi'd be perfect for that.
Well, he was down to the last two.
Who'd they give it to?
Krishnan and Gurumurthy.
Krishnan Gurumurthy? He's not as thin as Gandhi, is he?
No, but he is a lot easier to work with.
Oh, what, the fasting?
Well, if Gandhi doesn't like the way the new Mr. Muscle foamer ad is being shot, then it's no point breaking for lunch and hoping that he calms down, because he